Welcome back, everybody. It is good morning here, good evening or good afternoon if you're tuning in from wherever. So from High Demand, we're going to be doing a tour of our buildings, of all of the outbuildings that we have here. So you can see behind me, I have these two wood sheds. This is where we're going to start. This is where we keep all of our wood.
Yeah, the difference between the two buildings and why we have two buildings is the one is for the upstairs or the downstairs wood burning stove, and then this one here is for the smaller one. You'll see in the future video the sizes that we use, but obviously one size is bigger than the other, and we also keep the wood in here that we've cut down to cure and dry for the following season, and the stuff that we're currently going to be burning is going to be inside, but we don't have it set up like that.
Quite yet.
Yeah, not quite yet anyways.
Not quite yet, next year.
And we won't have the massive amount of snow sitting in our way either. We're going to have it a nice smooth transition, so we're not falling on our rear ends when we're going down the ice.
Yeah, that's more me than anything else. All right, so those are our wood sheds. Next, we're going to head on over to our workshop.
No, actually, let's head over to the future.
Oh, yes, that's right.
The future building that we're going to be converting into a little something. So let's head over in behind the wood sheds. You can't see the building, but we've come up with an idea with one of the buildings that
we're super excited
about. So let's take a walk. All right, that building right back here, that's going to be our, well, what it is right now is a fuel building, but we're going to be converting it into something. So let's head on in and kind of show you what we're going to do with this. Go ahead, you go first. All right, now we're inside, and doesn't look like much, but
not right now.
Yeah, right now we're going to clear this out. This is our well, the second fuel building that the previous owner had, and parts building, whatever you want to call it. But you want to tell everybody what we're turning this thing into?
Yeah, so we are going to clear out all the fuel and everything, all the stuff that's here. Probably leave the shelves because they'll be really handy when we build it as a sauna. So what we're going to do is build a few benches. Obviously, we have to insulate the whole place because it's just wood, just logs at this point, so it doesn't have insulation. And we'll have to put a wood-burning stove in here and make sure that there's room for a pipe to come out and make sure that that's good. But yeah, we're really excited. This is probably our first really big planned home project. But that's what we'll be into.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not going to be too bad because... well, the most expensive part now is going to be wood because wood has just skyrocketed. But the wood burning stove is going to be pretty simple. We have one in the shop that you're going to see next. It's just a small one that's going to work perfect for here. But yeah, get some plywood in here, build some benches, and let her rip.
Insulate it, and yeah, there we go. We'll have our own homemade sauna. So super excited for that.
So stay tuned for that progress. That'll be coming up this year.
So sometime in the spring, summer, fall, sometime this year. But we're really excited for that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's. And the best part about this actually is right next door. He used to store his propane tanks and pull all that stuff out and put in all the wood that we need. So. When we need wood for the sauna, we can just run around the corner, and pick it up.
Yeah. All right, perfect. So that's this building, and you guys have now seen this one. So we're gonna head on over to the shop, I believe.
Yeah, let's go to the shop
and show you guys what the shop looks like.
Absolutely, let's go.
So we are now in front of our shop. You can see that it's a rather tall building. We've got 2 levels, so we'll take you inside and show you both levels and what's up there. We also have a little addition that was built onto the shop, and that's where we keep the diesel generator and the little Honda generator that we have. If you notice, one of the really cool features about this building actually is all of the wrought iron work that was done. So we've got the trees up top. This was one of the previous owners that was here that actually put all of this. He made it all and then put all of it up because he was a wrought iron worker, I believe.
Yeah.
So he made all of the decorations and things, all the black wrought iron work that you see. We also have the chains hanging on the front too,
Give it
the
that
4 different
rustic
ones.
look.
Yeah, give it that rustic look and really kind of pull it all together. Yeah.
Another feature that Kimberly has not seen, or neither of us have seen, is I'll show you real quick here. If you look at these things here, if you take a peek at these boxes here, those are for bats. So they keep bats up there throughout the. Sorry, I thought maybe a bat was flying out, but a little cold for them.
Hibernating.
Yeah, they hold bats up in there, and then once it warms up and all that, and mosquitoes and the black flies start flying around, they'll go around and fly around the property and take care of the bugs or keep them at a minimum. And they got a nice little grill on there as well that they can climb up into, and on the inside you wouldn't even know because there's no smell, there's no moisture, there's no sound.
Yeah, really well done.
So it's a really nice feature and cool. I think we can't wait to see these bats flying around and see what they take care of for us.
The previous owners have said that there were quite a bit of bats flying around. There were quite a few of them, and they actually had them on the house. But then that was a problem because they were too close to the house, and there was feces and stuff everywhere. So they moved them over here, and they said for the couple years that they were here, it worked really well, and they didn't have a problem really with mosquitoes and black flies and bugs, which I'm really excited about because mosquitoes seem to really like me. So
it's a sweet sugar.
So
or sweet blood, should I say?
I'm really excited to be able to actually see them. I've never seen a bat in real life, so I guess we'll see come the spring or the summer whenever they start coming out of hibernation.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let's head on
let's
inside.
take a look inside.
Now we're in the shop.
Yes. So we're now inside the shop, and I'm going to let Andre take this one because this is his man cave. But having been in here, actually, it's a really big building, and it was organized when we got here, but Andre's done quite a bit of work since we've been here in terms of just organizing his tools and getting everything the way he wants it to be. So
some people's organizational skills are different from others.
I'll let him explain how things work around here.
Yeah, it was organized, but like I said, everyone has their different way of organizing. So they had a lot of like random buckets and containers full of like the same screws, nuts and bolts. So going through everything, kind of organizing what's needed, what's not needed. One of the things they do out here is they don't throw anything out, which is kind of nice, but at the same time, like, sometimes you gotta call it, you know, like, hey, I'm really not gonna need this chunk of steel sitting around here, or parts from something that is that, or that's not even on the property anymore, you know, like, so yeah, we do keep the UTV in here. And if anyone's been wondering why I don't have a little roof on the UTV, that's sitting outside, and I took it off because it doesn't fit in here with the roof on it. So we just made it into a convertible, and it is what it is.
It's the old version of the BMW.
That's right. Another nice feature in here is they turned this old barrel into a stove in here, so when it does get cold outside, I can throw on some wood and heat it up to whatever I want. And going up the stairs there, they have a little partition where you can just fold it down, and now the heat won't rise into the upper floor and heat up unwanted space. So then I can just contain the heat down here. But for the most part, it's got everything I need. I got power throughout here. I did install some solar powered lighting in here so that I don't have to run the generator every time I want some extra lighting, but I do have some fluorescent light fixtures in here just in case I need that extra boost or I'm using some power tools. But yeah, it's going to be, it's a nice space, and it's not completely done yet, but we're getting there, I think.
Getting there, yeah. It's a process.
Exactly.
It's a process.
So yeah, let's head upstairs and see what's up there. Check out the, I guess, wine making kit, or the beer making kit, and what else we got up there? Wood burning stove that we're gonna toss in the sauna. But yeah, you'll get to see this place. I got my tools sorted out there. Just some gear for when we hit the road. I have my chains packed up, my tow gear ready to go for You know, you don't want to always be looking for that stuff. Hey, I'm heading into town, now you got to go find all your stuff. Back here is my compound bow, chainsaw, some other electrical and plumbing stuff. And then back in here is, I'm still organizing it, but that's going to be like my workshop. My power tools sitting up there. And, you know, the odds and ends, skill saw, grinders, hammer drills, all the toys that, you know, a man cave
Men like
needs.
to have in their man cave.
That's right. So let's head upstairs and we'll see what's up there. Let's grab this and head upstairs and open up that flap. That's the flap we're talking about. You can draw down, and Kimberly's just going to push that up. It's going to fold over to your left-hand side, exactly like that.
Nothing like that for the biceps.
A little workout. Now that we're up here. We do have quite a bit of things that are up here, kind of odds and ends. One thing that I'm super excited about that we found up here were all of these cans, all of these jars that I can use for canning and preserving stuff. So super excited about that. This other box here, those are bottles. Oh, so yeah, this is for when well, this is your beer making kit, and this is what I'm going to be putting the beer into. And I don't know, when she kicks me out of the house, I could just sit up here and think about what I've done.
That's why it's in the man cave.
That's right. Maybe set up a little bed in here somewhere, maybe too. You never know.
You could use the stove downstairs, but what we could also do is get one of these stoves fired up. So if you see here in the back corner, we have two, and that actually leads to the next point, is the smaller one that you see here that's not quite tucked back right in the corner. That's the one we're planning on using for our sauna, to be able to put in our sauna and have that installed. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, so anyone wanting to have a good workout in, that thing's probably about 400 pounds. So head on over and we'll strap it to your back, and you can just walk down the stairs for me out to the sauna and just throw her in there if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we have here? We got some gardening stuff in here. So they left us lots of pots. Yeah, you name it, edging for your garden beds, welding shields as well, lots of tarps for covering your vegetables to protect them from the frost. They did change out all the windows out there on the house except for 4, so they did leave us some the 4 windows that need replacing. On that note, we need to put spray foam on our grocery list because
Yes.
I'll be tossing that in sooner than later.
Yeah, get them replaced.
And then when I get old and whatnot, they already left me a rocking chair, so.
That's for you to sit in and think about what you've done.
Oh yeah, so yeah, this is kind of just a odds and ends upstairs.
Storage.
You got some extra flooring in here as well, but yeah, in here, so on these angled pieces here, these are where the bats are sleeping, where they enter from the outside, and as you can see, like, you don't see any moisture anywhere. There's no feces or anything like that. There's no smell. Kimberly would notice that for sure the second you come up
very
here.
sensitive nose.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So I'm sure we'll be posting some videos of these bats flying around, but
for right now, they're hibernating.
exactly. And it's cool how they just kept the logs right throughout the whole building and kept everything looking the same.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this. So what are we doing next? The fruit cellar?
I think, we'll go over to the root cellar, show you guys the root cellar, and see what that's all about.
Yeah, so back downstairs here, and then we'll meet you outside at the root cellar. Go ahead. Alright, now that we're
Here.
well, crawled out through all that snow there, but from that view that I was showing you, you can see that this root cellar is built into the ground, which is a cool feature and cool design. Everyone living in the city these days has one typically in the basement, just poured concrete, but yeah, it's we haven't utilized it yet. We've been in here a couple times just to see what it's all about and how to plan things out, but yeah, it's built pretty tough. So it's almost like a prison style. You got one door here, and then another door in here. Kimberly's got a flashlight. She's going to walk in there, and I'm just going to grab the camera. So, it's pretty dark in here, but
pretty dark. Which would make sense because it's underground.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, I might put a solar powered light in here, but it looks like they just got some paint in here. Actually, what are those brown bottles there? Let's let me get a sip of those.
More homemade beer.
More homemade beer. They left us some beer here, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, they got lots of space for storage in here. They got vents for everything. I think it's going to work out well. Other than that, I don't think there's much more to show in here.
Nope. Definitely smells like a root cellar, which isn't an unpleasant smell. It's just a little bit of a musty smell because it is underground. And because you do have things that are in here, you have it close and in close quarters all the time. And if we ever decided to use this for something else, Andre's right. This is kind of built like a little prison cell that's underground.
That's that.
Yeah, but pretty cool. Let's. I think that's about it for, for this place.
I think we're heading around back to the chicken coop and all that stuff.
Yeah, so chicken coop next, and we'll
like
meet you guys over there.
Alright, she's going to close that up, and while she's closing that up, from here, the chicken coop is up and behind here, and this is one of the other gardens that we have. It looks like they got some fruit trees in there, but it also looks like they used to let the chickens free in there. I got some repairing to do on the fence. Who knows, it could have been a bear that came in there and took her down, but well, that brings us to the story where the neighbor was telling about the grizzly that came into this chicken coop. So not the previous owner, but the guy that owned it before, he had chickens in there, and the dogs were going off one night, and he opened the door and told the dogs to kind of shut up and not make so much noise. And I guess they stopped for, what was it, like 10, 15, yeah, well, a couple minutes or a couple, whatever it was, but they started back up again, and this time he realized that it was something serious, so he went outside. Come to find out that his door to his chicken coop is ripped off, and he's missing 4 chickens, and he's seen the grizzly run away tailing it with his chickens. So I don't know, we're gonna put some security up around here. Yeah. Well, we got the 2 dogs here. I never yell at them for barking, and put some security lighting out there, and you know, you always need some sort of security out in these areas. So let's head around and
so this is our chicken coop here, and you'll see that we actually have again, by the previous owner, who was that wrought iron mill worker. He's put this chicken that he's made on the front door, which is a really cool addition, just kind of a way of identifying it. But this is our chicken coop. You can see we've got bird houses up there. They made them out of logs, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, pretty simple. Let's take a look inside.
Well, before we go inside, I want to say a couple things. So if you go up this ladder here, we got some storage for, they got 2 big water containers up there, and the hose sticking out the end here, so that I can just hook up a hose from the house, and then I can fill up these 2 containers, and then that gravity feeds the chicken's water dishes into the backyard, or should I say into the chicken run in the back. And then at the same time, I can store the wood shavings up there, hay, or anything else. A tank, come here. Come here. Why are you eating poison? Come here. Go, guys. Anyways, we don't need dogs eating poison live on screen on TV here. Anyways, they got some rat poison in there, so if you're asking why there's poison, chicken coops, Roxy, no. Chicken coops always tend to attract mice because of the feed and just chickens in general, and you don't want them around there causing a nuisance. Chickens will eat mice like whole, and then they could choke and die, but so they just found that out. It's new to them. They think it's all treats. So yeah, let's head on inside and check out what we got. Roxy, come here. Go. All right, you can go ahead, and I'll make sure that they don't get in. Now that we got the dogs outside.
To those that say having dogs is not like having children, I beg to differ. Anyway, so we are here inside our chicken coop now.
Well, one side of it, because we have
We've got the other side. This is coming into the bigger door, so we have a few tools and whatnot that we can use on a shelf over here. We've got more mouse killer. We've got lots of bottles and containers and stuff for food and everything else that we need to use for the chickens.
Oh, look, more planters. Perfect.
Perfect. Awesome. The things you find. And over here to your other side, you can see we've got a little bit of an enclosure. That would be where we would keep the chickens. What's really cool about this enclosure is it actually leads right out. There's a little door that can be raised and lowered. And there's a little door that leads right out into their backyard or to their little chicken run.
All we'll do is we'll move this around this way, and then you can go show them. So that we're not getting comments later. And why didn't you show me this?
All right. Coming in here. So this is their little space that they would have inside. It's quite big. We're thinking we're probably going to have, 12. I think we ordered 12 chickens that are coming. This down here is the door that I was just referring to. It can be opened and closed, like so, if we happen to open that up.
Yeah, when we figure it out.
We would go right into their little enclosure back there, which is already fenced off really nicely. We may have to do some improvements come the spring, but for the most part, it's done already.
Yeah, actually what we were thinking about doing is maybe keeping this one this year just for the chickens that we have coming in. And then after that, if you want, you want to stay in the chicken coop? No problem. But yeah, we'll have some chickens in here this year. And for next year, we'll put all the rest of the chickens on the other side that we're going to show you in a second, which also has a run to the outside. But next year, we plan on getting some goats. And I'm thinking we could easily keep 2 goats in here for overnight, and then let them wander outside throughout the day. That's one thing that's for next year, and that's just one way we're looking at utilizing these buildings a little bit differently. And a nice feature about this building too, that or this side of the chicken coop that the other one doesn't have, is this little container here. So in here you can keep all the feed that you need. Actually, looks of it. Oh, it looks like grass seed. So I guess we're planting some grass this year. But yeah, good size for keeping both chicken feed and for the goats. And it's sealed up really nice so the mice aren't getting in there. But we all know mice can dig their ways around and open things back up. So we might be getting a cat at this point now too. You never know. Have like a little mini farm our first year.
We'll see what happens.
Other than that, we got power in here as well. So keeping any heaters on for the chickens or lights to work in here at night or in the winter, because in the winter we have sometimes like what is it, like 16 hours of darkest, I think, of on our shortest day out here. But yeah, so when you have livestock in the winter, it's one thing to have in mind that you need to still feed them in the evenings, and Mother Nature doesn't care what hours you're doing that at, so you got to realize that you need light in here. I might have to call an electrician in or something like that to fix this wiring job up, but hey, it is what it is. It's a chicken coop. Let's head on outside and check out the other side, and then maybe hop around back.
Yeah.
Show the chicken run and how the tubes run for the gravity feeder, and what else we got. Then we'll, I guess, the other man cave.
We've got another 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings. 5
yeah,
buildings?
so this video might be a little longer than we anticipated. Anyways, let's head over here. All right, now we're got this other one opened up.
Yeah, so this is the other half of the chicken coop that we are looking at. So if you look inside there, you can see it's quite large. There's still some shavings on the floor, so we're gonna clean all of that out and make sure that we do that before our chickens come. We've got our heat lamps set up really well. You can see that there's a door in the back as well for chickens to be going out into the run, which is really cool. We've got a feeder there.
Yeah, the roasters or roosters, however you want to call them, where the chickens sleep on. That heat lamp's actually got to go downstairs in the basement. Because what we're going to be getting is not full-grown chickens. We're going to get some youngins, and we're going to have to keep them inside for the first month. Yeah, so we're going to have to take that heat lamp inside, and we're going to keep them inside the house for about a month under the proper temperatures and making sure that they're getting all the water that they need and the food that they need. And that's coming in March, so before March I got to get in here and clean up all this and lay down new wood shavings and do a little disinfecting because you want healthy chickens, and you don't know what the previous chickens had disease wise or what other animals or anything else like that.
Yep, so get a good clean out and then it'll be ready to go, but that's fine because we've got until about April anyways to do that. Because when they come home, and the chickens come home in March, as Andre said, they'll be downstairs in our basement, and we'll be feeding them and taking care of them inside the house in the basement, where it's nice and warm.
Yeah. All right, let's head on over to, the rabbit run.
That's right. I would say like right there, and then you have it like this.
No, we'll just keep it right here, like this. Well, you can come beside me here. Why are you standing out of frame? Kimberly is camera shy at the moment. But right beside the chicken coop, we have a rabbit run here. So it is one of our goals to maybe potentially get some rabbits, keep them for meat. Probably have 2 male and female. Breed them, and then you raise the youngins, and we'll use the youngins as the meat.
Meat, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have like a steel meshing there because I'm sure the bears would love to get a piece of that tail. Yeah. So
really well
not much.
It
Yeah,
up.
it's great how all these buildings all match. So not much to see here at the moment. Actually, here's one building that we really want to do a really thorough walkthrough of, and then that's our outhouse. So you see wind chimes in there, so you can let the neighbors know when you've done your one or two. Yeah.
They even have a little thing on the front here, which is really nice.
Yeah. Got to ring the bell just to make sure anybody's home.
Now, what's nice about this outhouse is it's not a typical outhouse. Most people think of an outhouse and they're like, ew, outhouses are gross. And while it is just really a hole in the ground,
yeah, we've got too much snow.
Open it up too much. While it really is just a hole in the ground, you can see that they did a really good job of putting a proper toilet lid with a seat. There is a painting on the back of the door.
They painted it pink
here.
to match my eyes.
There's decor on the walls. Like, it's such a cute little outhouse. So,
hey, go in there, have a seat. Can your feet touch the floor?
Yes. Yes, they can. I think this is the one place on the entire property where I can sit down somewhere and my feet touch the floor. But it's really cool. They've got a wrought iron mirror here too. They have magazines in case you want some reading material. It's really cute. It's not your typical outhouse, and I wouldn't I wouldn't know it was an outhouse if it didn't have it, if I wasn't sitting on the toilet seat. So they've got quite a few things in here. It's really cool. Even a broom, everything's swept clean.
Even
but this is our little outhouse.
Even a chalkboard for the teacher and you.
Perfect. Yeah, in case I get struck by inspiration. Yeah, but it's really cute. It's very nice, and it's certainly convenient. One of the things when we are starting to be outside a lot more in terms of gardening and being around the property and doing maintenance and stuff, it's going to be a little difficult to go inside. Well, not difficult, but it's time consuming to have to go inside, use the washroom inside, and everything else. So it's faster if you have an outhouse outside. I guess the previous owners thought the same as we would, and they built an outhouse outside, which is really cool. I really like it. It's quite nice. I can't say that I'm super excited to use it, but it's cute and it's here and it's functional, and much nicer than your typical outhouse that you'd find.
All right, now that we've seen how Kimberly goes to the bathroom, ring the bell, let everyone know. There you go, woo! All right, watch your head here.
Yeah, this is where I smacked my head last time.
So this building here, really not much to see. It was their old generator building.
We may end up using it for fuel storage. This is probably one of the areas where we'll put a lot of the fuel and stuff that was used in our what is going to be our sauna. We'll put it in here if we can fit it, and or around in the sheds and stuff.
Yep.
But at this point, it's just empty. We're going to use it for storage. It's nice that it's here. It's small. It's compact. Better to have it than not have it.
That's
I
right.
suppose.
That's right. And then the next building here that we have. Here, check this out. This is how Roxy swims in the snow. This is all these trails that you see out here. They made these trails, and we just kind of utilize them. And by the looks of it, they're even making us some hiking trails out there. Anyways,
Out there in the forest.
that's right. Staying on track. This last small building that we have here is a smoker, and they again converted it a old. Looks like to me like a keg.
Says 1939 on it.
Yeah, so yeah, they converted an old keg there into you'd start a fire in there, and then the stove piping they took into the smoker there, so all the smoke can go in there and you can smoke the meat. Hey, you want to open that up a little bit? Give them a tour of that.
So it's got a little latch on here. And once I open it up, it's actually perfect height. You can imagine when the snow melts to be able to stand here and actually have your meat on this rail here that we've got. And you can see that there's a hole in the floor there that they've got with their barrel that's attached with a pipe, and that would be where the fire is in the barrel, and it comes up and you smoke your meat that way.
Yeah.
Which is it's really cool. It's an outdoor smoker. They've got some extra rails
We're smoking
there
our
in the
meat
back.
out here? Why are you talking dirty? We got to keep this PG.
Anyway, this would be what we would use for taking care of the meat for deer or moose or anything else that we might get in our desire to be more self-sufficient and self-sustained.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, last but not least, let's walk down here and figure it out. Last thing we want to do is fall down. Underneath here, where you see this barrel in front of here, we do have our second garden right beside the greenhouse. So we're going to take a little tour in there, but again, you can't see much because of the 3 feet of snow.
Our final building. Perfect. Okay, this is our greenhouse that we're super excited about. They did a really good job with coating everything appropriately, making sure that everything was weatherproofed and looked after. But this is the outside of our greenhouse. It's really well put together.
Please note, trespassers will be composted. More ice. So they did keep, they do have vents all across here, so even these windows here, they open up to allow airflow, even up high, so you can let the heat out in the summer, which is really cool. And let's stick this one right in here. now that we're in the greenhouse, this is our greenhouse.
So you can see that behind me I have a huge column here that's been built in as a raised garden bed. There's also another one on the other side of here and on the other side of the building, and then we've got our dirt walkway in the middle, which is really nice because we've got our 2 raised garden beds on either side. We also have raised garden beds along the side of the buildings. There's none on this side of the wall. There is on the other side of the wall though. We've got a thermometer and a humidifier in here just to make sure that we're keeping the appropriate temperatures for when we are growing things in here. Right now, obviously, we don't have anything going because we just got here.
Not yet.
But come next winter, we may be growing some things probably into November, and then we may have to shut it down for December, January, February when it's a little bit colder. We do have lots of material. If you look over on the other side here, we've got lots of pots, lots of pans. They've even got a little storage spot underneath for us to have our seedlings, for us to grow everything. I'm not too experienced with gardening when it comes to knowing how to start things and what to do, so I'm really looking forward to getting to...
they even have a Kimberly-sized shovel in here.
Perfect. Yeah. But Andre knows more about gardening than I do, so I'm looking forward to learning, and obviously the both of us will be learning together as we go about what kinds of things work out here and what kinds of things don't. If you recall a previous video, I did a bunch of calendars, found out when the best times would be to grow things and the periods in which you're supposed to grow them, as well as taking care of them and making sure that you harvest the seeds for next year too. So really looking forward to being able to do that. It's a fairly a large greenhouse. I'd say it's probably 12 by 8. So we've got quite a bit of growing room in here, in addition to the gardens that we have outside, and anything else that might pop up once we see all the snow melt. Who knows what's underneath all the snow?
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah.
I think you got that covered. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you on this side here. I think what we're going to do for the gardening side of things, like what we're planting in here, mostly it's going to be tomatoes, your peppers are going to be in here. Cucumbers, or we're thinking things that ripen not all at the same time. So peppers, you're going to have some that are ready to go, some are still ripening. Same with your tomatoes. So being that we're probably about 20 feet away from the house or 30 feet away from the house, you can simply, as you're tossing a salad or whatever and you need a tomato or whatever, you can come out here, grab
and pick one.
and pick one, right? So we haven't figured out exactly what we're planting in here. Obviously this side here has no stakes or anything for supports, but I'll grab this and I'll take you over onto this side here. So they do have some rebar sitting in here, some different stakes in the ground here so that you can support whatever you're growing, and then they also have some fencing that they put up along here. So like this one, I would almost think you use as tomatoes, and then you can tie up your tomatoes as they go, and then you just come and pick them as they want. One thing I realized, that's being so high there, if you notice, she might need a little stepping stool.
So might have to get a little step stool for me, or I'll just send Andre out here to go get me some tomatoes.
Oh yeah, that's fine, no problem. Anyways, I think that's the tour.
That's about it. If you look actually out our front door, you could actually see our house from here. Andre mentioned that it was about 20 to 30 feet from our house, which is really nice. You can see that the dogs have made another pathway there for us to so kindly walk along. Yeah, you can see we've got our solar panels here on the side and our house, and we've got a greenhouse here. That's the property. I think that's about it. It's definitely an adventure, and it's certainly a lot to handle and to take in, but we're doing a pretty good job, I think, so far.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, slowly but surely. It's a different way of life, but we're really excited. Thanks for coming along with us on the tour.
Actually, we forgot one thing.
What did we forget?
If I can show them down the hill there, we got our other garden.
Oh yeah, so it's covered in 2 feet of snow.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You can see the fence line. So before we finish off this video here, I'll take a walk on another of the dog's trails here. So if you look down there, right along there, we got about a 25-30 by 60 garden, and our water supply is sitting right there. So what we do for watering the plants, we'll just hook them up, hose up to that. Kimberly fell down into, what is this, about 1.5 feet of snow. So we'll hook up the hose in there, run it down the hill here to water those plants, and being that it's such a steep hill, We could probably power a sprinkler or something down there just to water everything.
Yeah, and gravity will feed it.
What we also understand is we have some fruit trees down there, an apple tree that we are not sure if it's survived the bear attack from last year, but I guess
we'll find out
when everything melts and when the bears come back. So now you can say goodbye.
That's pretty much it. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Thanks for coming on a tour with us. If you've got any questions or you want to see more of a certain thing, or you have some comments or whatever, leave us a comment or a suggestion or whatever.
Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button.
The bell, yes, for notifications.
No, the thumbs up. The thumbs up. So the
thumbs up too,
yeah, tell YouTube
absolutely.
you like these things.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, take care.